We're often told that success is all about talent or IQ. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the real key to unlocking our potential is actually something we can all build, starting today? In this explainer, we're diving into the science of growth. And let me tell you, the answer is a total game changer.
So let me just ask you straight up. What do you think is the single most important predictor of your future growth? Is it your genes? The school you went to? Maybe your IQ? Well, let's get to the bottom of it.
Well, it turns out the research is pretty clear. The number one predictor isn't what we're born with, it's what we build. It's our character skills, things like being proactive and, just sticking with it. And here's the crucial part. Unlike fixed personality traits, these skills are like muscles. You can train them, develop them, and make them stronger.
And look, there's some powerful data to back this up. In a study of 1,500 West African entrepreneurs, one group got the standard business training. Another group, though, trained in character skills like initiative and self-discipline. And the results? They were just astounding. The character skills group grew their profits by a whopping 30%. That's 3 times more than the others. That's the power of building these skills right there.
And get this impact starts super early. One study found that developing skills like proactivity and persistence way back in kindergarten can lead to earning, on average, an extra $320,000 over a lifetime. So the takeaway is crystal clear. These skills have a massive, lifelong impact on our success.
Okay, so how do we actively build these skills? Well, author Adam Grant gives us this really powerful model he calls the proactive imperfectionist player. I know, it's a bit of a mouthful, but it really just boils down to 2 key mindsets that are absolutely crucial for growth. Let's break down that first one.
First up, we have to embrace proactive imperfectionism. This is all about changing our relationship with failure and learning to turn our mistakes into fuel for growth. Basically, it means getting over that fear of not being perfect all the time.
Adam Grant actually tells this powerful personal story about this. When he was a college diver, he was a recovering perfectionist. He'd spend ages on the diving board trying to get his footwork just right, sometimes for 45 minutes without even a single attempt. He realized his fear of messing up was literally stopping him from learning the hard dives. He was freezing his own progress.
So how do you fight this? Well, you attack perfectionism head-on with a mistake quota. It's a really simple but powerful idea. Instead of trying to avoid mistakes, you actually aim for a specific number of them. A diver might aim for 5 big mistakes in practice. Someone learning a new language could aim for, say, 200 mistakes while talking to locals. It completely reframes failure as a sign of progress. It's proof that you're actually pushing your boundaries.
This right here, this captures the whole mindset shift perfectly. I mean, a 10 out of 10 on an easy task doesn't stretch you at all, but getting an 8 out of 10 on something that's genuinely difficult, that is where the real growth happens. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress on the things that truly challenge it.
Okay, so we're embracing imperfection. That's step 1. But how do we sustain the effort that's needed for growth? Well, that brings us to the second part of the model, becoming a player. Because just relying on pure willpower, that can lead to burnout fast. The secret is to turn practice into play.
And honestly, there's no better example of this than Stephen Curry. In high school, he was just a 3-star recruit, told he'd never make it in the NBA. But early in his career, he started working with a trainer who made every single practice drill a game. They were always competing against the clock, always trying to beat their last score. And this deliberate play is what transformed him into, well, arguably the greatest shooter of all time.
And the cool thing is, we can all apply this. It's about turning any drill into a game. It could mean competing against the clock, injecting a little novelty by changing your location, or just tracking your score so you can beat it next time. The key is to design your practice so it's engaging. That way, you stay motivated without draining all your willpower.
And that's really what it all comes down to. If you're not enjoying the process, you're just not going to stick with it for the long term. This is the crucial point. Joy isn't a distraction from hard work. It's the fuel for sustained growth. Without it, our potential often just stays hidden.
So, how do we put all of this together and turn it into a daily habit? It actually boils down to a really simple checklist, framed as 3 questions you can ask yourself every single day. Here they are. First, did I do my best to seek discomfort and hit my mistake quota? That's your proactive imperfectionism check. Second, did I do my best to seek advice and correct my mistakes? This makes sure you're actually learning from those mistakes. And third, did I do my best to turn practice into play? And that's what keeps you motivated for the long haul. Consistently answering yes to these questions, that's the path to unlocking your potential.
So it's time to reframe how we think about all this. It's not about the talent you're born with, it's about the character skills you build. It's about becoming that proactive, imperfectionist player. The real question isn't what potential you have, but what you're going to do to unlock it. So let me leave you with this. How will you challenge your limits today?